Here's something the dealership absolutely does not want you to know. Last year, 1 in 4 cars under 5 years old in Britain went wrong. 1 in 4. These weren't banger £800 cars from a car boot sale. These were cars bought brand new, off a forecourt, shiny, with that new car smell still lingering. And within 2 years, the owners were looking at bills of over £1,500. Per fault. You might be sitting there thinking, that won't happen to me. But here's the thing. Some of these cars are the best sellers in the UK right now. They're on the billboards, they're on the telly. The salesman at your local dealership will smile, hand you a coffee, and tell you it's the most reliable thing he's ever driven. He's not lying because he knows the truth. He's lying because he doesn't want to know it. I've spent weeks digging through the What Car, plus the Driver Power Survey, DVSA recall notices, and a few owner forums where people say what the press release won't. And what I found is 8 specific cars that you should never, under any circumstances, buy from a British dealership. Not new, not nearly new, not even as an approved used car. Have you already bought one of these without knowing? Stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 8 cars to avoid, what the dealers won't tell you, and, more importantly, what to buy instead. Let's go. Let me give you the bigger picture first, because this isn't just about a few dodgy motors. The UK car market is enormous. British buyers spend tens of billions of pounds on new and nearly new cars every year. And the system, on the surface, looks transparent. You've got DVSA recalls, you've got What Car, you've got Auto Express. Surely the information is out there. Except here's the problem. Most people don't read the small print until after they've signed. Most people don't know the reliability data that actually matters is buried in annual surveys that most car buyers never see. The manufacturer's marketing budgets dwarf the research budgets of independent reviewers. A full-page spread in a Sunday supplement costs more than a year's subscription to every motoring magazine in Britain. And here's what that buys you. The impression of quality, the German badge premium, the luxury SUV mystique, the eco-credentials of an electric car from a brand you've never heard of. What it doesn't buy you is a car that actually works. The What Car? Reliability survey asks real UK owners one simple question. Did your car go wrong in the last 2 years? And if it did, how much did it cost? And how long were you without it? The results are sometimes jaw-dropping. Some of the most popular cars in Britain, cars sitting on every motorway, every school run, every Tesco car park, are statistically far more likely to let you down than the mainstream press will ever admit. Some of these faults are manageable, software glitches, a sensor light that clears itself. Fine. But others? Engine failures, battery packs failing outright, electrical gremlins so severe the car simply won't start. And when that happens, you're looking at weeks in the workshop, not days. Some owners in the survey reported their car was off the road for over a week. Others found themselves paying 4-figure repair bills that the manufacturer refused to cover. This is your money, your commute, your family in that car every day. So, who are the culprits? Let's get into it. Car number 1, Nissan Juke. Let's start with the car that earned the dubious honor of being named the single most unreliable car in Britain in the latest What Car? Survey, the Nissan Juke. It looks inoffensive. It's compact, relatively affordable, it fits in a supermarket car park without a 3-point turn. And yet, if you buy a petrol Juke made from 2019 onwards, you are rolling the dice every single morning. Here's the data. In the What Car? Survey, 24% of Juke owners reported a fault, nearly a quarter. That's not a rogue statistic, that's a pattern. And of those faults, 60%, 6 in 10, cost the owner more than £1,500 to fix, not £200, not a software update, over £1,500 per fault. And here's the part that stings. Only 30% of affected Juke owners got their repair done for free by Nissan. That means 7 in 10 owners were left to foot the bill themselves or fight for it. Nissan disputed the findings when they were published, which, honestly, tells you everything you need to know. When a manufacturer's response to a reliability survey is to argue with the survey, rather than fix the problem, that's a red flag. If you want a small SUV at this price point, look at the Hyundai i10 or the Toyota Yaris Cross. Both are available at similar price points and will not leave you stranded outside Morrison's in January. The Juke has style, it has a decent infotainment system, it does not have the reliability to back up the sticker price. Car number 2. MG4 EV, right. Here's one that'll upset a few people, because the MG4 looks like an absolute bargain on paper. Starting at under £26,000. 5-star Euro NCAP rating. 7-year warranty. On the surface, it's a no-brainer. Except, MG, as a brand, finished dead last out of 31 manufacturers in the 2025 Driver Power Survey. Dead last. And that's the second year in a row they've claimed the wooden spoon. The MG4 itself finished 12th out of 19 electric cars in the What Car? Reliability rankings. That's the bottom third of the electric car market. Now, to be fair, the warranty is decent. 7 years, 80,000 miles, and it's fully transferable, which means it follows the car if you sell it. That's genuinely good. But here's the thing about warranties. A warranty only helps you if the manufacturer honors it promptly. If you're waiting 3 weeks for a part from China while your car sits at a dealer who's never worked on an MG before, that warranty is a piece of paper. There was a recall in 2022 for the MG4 locking itself and shutting off the key fob at a standstill. That should have been sorted by now. Should. But owner forums tell a messier story. Infotainment freezes, inconsistent charging behavior, and dealer networks that simply aren't as mature as the established brands. If your budget is under £30,000 for an electric car, the Volkswagen ID3, the Renault Megane E-Tech, or the Vauxhall Astra Electric are all worth a look. None are perfect, but none finished bottom of their manufacturer class for 2 straight years. The MG4 might be the car that eventually gets this right. It isn't there yet. Car number 3. Volkswagen Tiguan. Are you still watching? Good, because this next one is the one that surprises people the most. The Volkswagen Tiguan is one of the best-selling SUVs in Britain. For years, the VW badge has been shorthand for build quality, German engineering, solidity. And then the 2024 generation Tiguan arrived. The new Tiguan finished second on What Car? Its most unreliable list. Second, right behind the Juke. A VW brand new, bought from a main dealer with a full warranty. Faulty. Owner reports from the 2024 model describe continuous error warnings appearing from the first week of ownership. Cars taken back to the dealership multiple times, twice, 3 times, for the same recurring electrical glitches. Infotainment issues. Camera faults that triggered a safety recall. VW had to notify owners about a camera control unit software error that meant the reversing camera wasn't displaying properly. That's not a minor inconvenience. That's a safety issue. And then there's the depreciation. A Tiguan bought new for £43,000 lost 50% of its value in 18 months in one documented owner case. Owners on the Tiguan forums described being quoted £21,500 trade-in on a mint condition, low-mileage car that cost them £43,000. VW's own part exchange calculator showed some diesel models retaining just 59% of purchase price after less than 3 years. You are paying a premium for a badge. Then the badge punishes you twice, unreliable when you own it, worthless when you sell it. The previous generation Tiguan had an average to decent reliability record. If you want a mid-size family SUV in this class, the Skoda Kodiaq, the Mazda CX-5, or the Honda CR-V are significantly more dependable choices. Check the what car? Survey for the specific model year before you commit. Car number 4, Jaguar I-Pace. Now we get into properly expensive territory, and the rule applies here even more. The Jaguar I-Pace is a genuinely beautiful car, sleek, genuinely rapid, and it feels premium in a way that German EVs sometimes don't. It's also, depending on which year you look at, one of the most problematic electric cars in the UK. The what car? Survey gives the 2018 to 2024 I-Pace a reliability rating of just 86.0%. For context, the class average is well above 90%. The fault rate at brand level for Jaguar sits at 28%, meaning more than 1 in 4 Jaguars went wrong. And when they did go wrong, nearly half of affected cars spent more than a week in the workshop. Not a day, not 2 days, more than a week. The specific problems with the I-Pace are well documented: heater failures, windscreen leaks, 12-volt auxiliary battery failures, DC rapid charging issues. And most seriously, there have been multiple recalls related to thermal overload risk in the high-voltage battery pack. The official recall language describes the risk of fire. Fire in a car you paid upwards of £60,000 for. The battery recall affected I-Pace models from 2018 to 2024. That's 6 production years. And owner forums are full of people who bought approved used I-Paces only to discover the recall hadn't been completed by the previous owner. Jaguar's dealer network adds another layer of frustration. Owner accounts consistently describe waiting weeks for courtesy cars. Parts on backorder. Technicians who aren't properly trained on the high-voltage system. Jaguar paid for 95% of repairs, which sounds generous until you realize 5% of £60,000 plus cars means someone is writing a personal check for thousands of pounds on a car that's supposed to be under warranty. Check the DVSA recall database at gov.uk before buying any used I-Pace. Enter the registration number and confirm every outstanding recall has been completed. The Audi e-tron and the BMW iX3 both outperform the I-Pace on reliability at similar price points. If you've set your heart on the I-Pace specifically, only buy a post-2021 model with the Pivi Pro infotainment system, a minimum 2-year warranty with Jaguar assistance coverage, and documented confirmation of the H441 battery software update. Do not buy an early I-Pace without that checklist. Do not. Car number 5. Nissan Ariya. We've already seen what Nissan did with the Juke. The Ariya takes it further. The Nissan Ariya is the brand's flagship electric SUV. Priced from around £45,000, bold styling, decent range on paper, and promoted heavily as Nissan's fresh start in the electric vehicle era. The what car? Data is damning. The Ariya posted a fault rate of 39%. Over a third of Ariya owners reported a fault in the last 2 years. And here's what makes it worse than just a reliability number. 56% of those faulty cars were rendered completely undrivable by their problems. Not annoying, not inconvenient, undrivable. Nissan's overall brand score was dragged down to second from last in the manufacturer rankings. Only MG finished below them. And for non-warranty repairs, Nissan's record is worse than the industry average. Only 79% of repairs were covered for free. That means 1 in 5 Ariya owners with a fault was paying out of pocket. At a 39% fault rate on a £45,000 car, that's a genuinely dangerous financial exposure. There is no polite way to say this. The Nissan Ariya is one of the worst value propositions in the entire UK new car market right now. The Kia EV6, the Hyundai Ioniq 5, and the BMW iX1 all sit in a broadly similar price and size range. All 3 significantly outperform the Ariya on reliability. The Ioniq 5 in particular has become a benchmark for how an electric SUV should actually work. If range and real-world usability matter to you, and they should at this price point, don't let the Nissan badge and the press shots fool you. Car number 6. Fiat 500 Electric. I know, it looks adorable. It's the icon of Italian design, reborn for the electric age. And at under £30,000 for a city car, it seems like a fun, sensible choice for urban driving. The problem is this: the electric 500 scored just 91.9% in the What Car reliability survey, significantly below its petrol sibling, which managed a respectable 97.9%. For an electric city car, where most of your ownership experience is urban stop-start driving, charging at home, and the occasional longer run, a 91.9% reliability score means you are statistically more likely to have a problem with this car than with almost any comparable small EV. The issues owners report are recognizable: electrical faults, multiple warning lights appearing simultaneously, cars that refuse to shut off, boots that won't open, charging behavior that's inconsistent, connecting, disconnecting, connecting again without explanation. The 12-volt auxiliary battery has been a recurring problem on multiple ownership accounts. And the heating system, in a British winter, in a car that relies entirely on electrical climate control, has proven temperamental on early models. There's also a practical concern specific to the UK. Fiat's dealer network is not vast. If your 500e develops a serious fault and needs a specialist EV technician, you may discover that the nearest qualified dealer is not actually that near. Part supply from Italy takes time, and unlike the German brands, Fiat doesn't have the same depth of independent specialist coverage across Britain. The Vauxhall Corsa Electric uses a similar platform, but has a more developed UK dealer network. The Mini Electric consistently outperforms the Fiat 500e on reliability and has a wide UK service infrastructure. If you love the 500 style, fair enough, it is charming. At minimum, buy from an approved used program with at least a 2-year comprehensive warranty. Car number 7. Land Rover Range Rover Sport/Discovery. Right, let's talk about the one that gets people genuinely angry. Land Rover has spent decades building an aspirational image in Britain. The school run, the farm gate, the Cotswolds weekend, and people pay extraordinary money for that image. A Range Rover Sport will cost you anywhere from £80,000 to £120,000 new. The Discovery starts at around £60,000. And the reliability data? Land Rover has featured in the bottom 5 of the manufacturer reliability rankings for multiple consecutive years. The brand is improving. They achieved above 90% for the first time in the most recent What Car survey, which is progress. But 90% is still well below the class leaders like Honda, Suzuki, and Toyota. Owner reports describe engine problems that are common enough to have their own names in enthusiast communities. Electrical gremlins that cycle through warning lights unpredictably. Air suspension failures. And on a car of this size and weight, an air suspension repair is not a cheap afternoon. Service wait times at Land Rover dealers that stretch beyond what most people would consider reasonable. Here's the financial reality. A Range Rover Sport depreciates fast. Engine problems are frequently quoted at £3,000 to £8,000 depending on severity. Air suspension components can run £2,000 to £4,000. And because these cars are complex, packed with electronics, multiple drive modes, and proprietary systems, independent garages are often reluctant to touch them. That means you are locked into the Land Rover dealer network, paying Land Rover dealer prices for years. You are not just buying a car, you are buying a subscription to a workshop. If you want a genuinely capable luxury SUV with real off-road credibility, the Toyota Land Cruiser is consistently one of the most reliable large SUVs on Earth. For road-biased luxury, the BMW X5, the Volvo XC90, and the Mercedes GLE all outperform Land Rover on long-term owner satisfaction. They are premium cars. They are not cheap to run. But they are not going to leave you facing a £6,000 engine rebuild in year 3. If you absolutely must have a Land Rover, buy a used model that's already past the worst of its depreciation, get it independently inspected, and take out a comprehensive extended warranty before you exchange a single pound. Car number 8. Kia Sportage, 2016 to 2021. Now, a word of caution before you assume all Kias are on this list. They're not. The EV3 scored 100% in the latest reliability survey. Kia as a brand is generally strong, but one specific generation of one specific model has caused enough grief to make this list. The Kia Sportage made between 2016 and 2021 finished 3rd on What Car's Most Unreliable Car list. 3rd. That's not a rounding error. That's a pattern sustained across multiple years of production. The fault profile includes engine issues, electrical gremlins, particularly around the infotainment system, and gearbox concerns on certain drivetrain configurations. What makes this particularly frustrating is that Kia's reputation is built on reliability and its legendary 7-year warranty. So buyers of this generation Sportage bought in good faith, trusting the Kia name. Here's the problem. Many of these 2016 to 2021 cars are now out of their original warranty period, or at the edge of it. They're sitting on forecourts at used car dealers and at Kia main dealers at prices that look attractive. About £12,000 to £18,000 for a reasonably mileaged mid-spec example. That's a lot of money for a car with a documented reliability issue. The current generation Kia Sportage has not shown the same reliability profile. If you want a Sportage, look at the newer model. Alright everyone, that's the 8 cars I wouldn't recommend buying in the UK, and I hope that list was genuinely useful. Now, a quick word to anyone who already owns one of these. Please don't take this the wrong way. I'm a car mechanic, and I see these faults come through my workshop on a regular basis. That's exactly why I wanted to share this with you. I'm tired of seeing people get stranded on the side of the road. I don't want that to be you. And just to be clear, I'm not saying never buy these cars, full stop. What I am saying is this. If you're going second-hand, just be careful. Do your homework, get it inspected, know what you're walking into. Anyway, that's it for today's video. If you found this helpful, a like and a subscribe means a lot. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need to hear this stuff. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves.